Have you ever tried to copy files into a Docker container only to hit a wall? It can be really frustrating when things don't go as planned. Today, we're going to tackle how to copy or add files from your home directory on the host to the container's home directory. I totally get it. You want to streamline your workflow, but Docker's restrictions can feel like a major roadblock. You're not alone in this. Many users face similar challenges when working with Docker. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I copy files from my home directory on the host to the container's home directory? They mentioned running into issues with the add and copy commands, not allowing access to files outside the current working directory. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this. So what's the deal with the AD and copy commands? They only allow access to files within the current working directory of the Docker build context. This means that if you try to specify an absolute path, it won't work. Let's break down how to work around this limitation. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that can save you a lot of time when working with Docker. To begin solving the user's issue, we need to understand that the add and copy commands in Docker only allow access to files within the current working directory. Therefore, the user should first copy the necessary files to the Docker build context. Next, the user should modify the Docker file to use relative paths instead of absolute paths. This means referencing the files directly from the build context. After adjusting the paths, the user should ensure that the necessary directories exist in the container. This can be done by adding a command to create the directory before copying the files. Finally, the user can build the Docker image again. This time, it should successfully copy the files from the build context into the container's home directory. Fun fact, Docker containers are like mini virtual machines, but they share the same kernel as the host. This makes them lightweight and fast, but also means you have to be careful about file access. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by another user highlights that the ada command in Docker has specific rules. It states that the path must be within the build context. This means you cannot use paths that go outside the context directory when adding files. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using the workdir command to set the working directory to the home directory. Then, you can use the copy command to copy a file from your current directory into the container's home directory. Here's that quick tip I promised. Always keep your Docker build context organized. This will save you from headaches down the line when you need to copy files into your containers. And there you have it. You should now be able to copy files from your host to your Docker container without any issues. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more Docker tricks.